Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to May's What Are You Playing episode, where we talk about what games we've been playing, some movies we've been watching, and TV we've been watching. Sometimes reading, but I don't know what a book is most of the time. And who's been playing some games with me tonight?
I'm John.
Hello.
Welcome back,
Jordan.
two of you. And glad you could join us, Jordan, for your first time on here.
Yay. Premiere appearance.
So I always start these off the same way. I'm still playing Marvel Snap every day. I can't help it. They've gotten so much money out of me.
It has dailies though, right? Like as normal with me. So that's understandable. I have a gacha game I'm addicted to that I'll mention probably.
No, I play every single day. I'm actually card complete right now, and I might stay that way the rest of the game. So, because they ended up changing their whole system of how you acquire cards. They went from a spotlight cache. You get about one spotlight every, let's say, 5 days, essentially, if you played and do all your dailies and stuff. So, and and every week there'd be a new card. So you had a 1 in 4 chance to get the new card. Most of you would just save them up till you had 4, then roll the dice to see if you got the new card or if you got spotlight cards. Well, then they changed it back to a token system where now you get about 3,000 tokens, which is half of a new card every single week. But if you are complete or close to being complete, you can pay 5,000 to buy a pack. So essentially, you are almost guaranteed to get, like where I'm at, I'm pretty much guaranteed now every week I just buy the new card and I'll be set as long as I keep playing the game. And it's really fucking nice. I don't use all the cards. Like I have certain cards that I use, but being card complete is just nice. So it took me I think it's been over 2 years this game's been out or so, but I finally made it. Well, no, not 2 years yet. 1.5 years, but it feels good. I mean, I still love Marvel Snap. Highly recommend it still. Right now we're in, God, what season are we even in right now? I forgot. Oh, new X-Men, which is okay. There's characters I have no idea who they are. Surge, Esme, Cuckoo, Prodigy are some of the ones that have already come out. I have no idea who these guys are, but hey.
And here I am flipping out about all of them.
Oh,
They brought back Surge?
Yeah, Surge is actually a pretty good card.
Like, she's been missing from the comics for a very long time when I dropped off reading them in like the 2010s or so. So I was like, she was one of my favorite new X-Men when they were doing that whole thing before the No More Mutants drop off.
Oh, okay, that's where
I don't really think Snap card releases relate to comic book appearances or bringing back or whatnot.
But it's still cool to be like, this card actually has a relevancy in a way, you know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, the fact that they like these are like I consider myself pretty up there with my Marvel characters. I don't know who the fuck any of these guys are. So
Esme is one of the.
You go ahead about Esme.
That's literally almost like I know that there were a few of them and they got killed off. Is she the only one left?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, one of the nicer things about Krakoa, about the Krakoa era, is that everyone was brought back. And you can just assume that they were brought back. Even if you never saw them again in the comics, you can just assume they were brought back. They brought Maggot back. They brought Maggot back.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the
comics.
No, you're talking about the Emma twins clone.
Yes.
Emma Frost clones, yeah.
Which I think they retconned them. God, I'm getting way too Marvel nerdy here. But they retconned them to be part of the Weapon Project because they were technically part of an experiment using Emma's eggs to create a biological weapon, which is kind of part of what the weapon program is, which is I kind of find funny because they also folded in the what were those cyborg animal random things that they had in the 80s that they actually kind of folded into being Weapon 2.
I know who you're talking about, and I cannot remember their names. Shoot, isn't Wendigo part of that?
Wendigo? No, Wendigo. I don't
think so.
Wendigo's part of Alpha. Yeah, Alpha Flight.
Okay.
But I was gonna say I saw a TikTok about the Cuckoo Group or whatever they're called, or they were called something else. I forget. But yeah, I was told about them.
I do kind of like in the Krakoa era. Apparently, all the Cuckoos were dating young Cable somehow, and I can't remember if part of it, like some of them, it was sort of like a joke to them, or just like well, he's like one of the biggest stars. It was like kind of like dating the quarterback at the time, so that's what they were kind of doing. Although I think some of them did actually care about him, but at the other time they also he had a little trouble telling them apart, but that if it wasn't for his psychic powers, he probably would never be able to tell them apart.
Yeah, I think one of them became good, and the rest of them became bad faction.
Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't that like in the latest stuff? Is that one of them went off on her own with a team, right?
I don't remember the basics, but I just heard that from, as I said, from the person I learned about them from.
But that is cool. You guys know I know we're getting Mercury later. Kid Omega, I think, is also coming this season.
See, I loved a lot of those kids from. I didn't realize they counted under the new X-Men but that is what the comics were being called when they first appeared, and I really did love that. Mercury, I really do like because she's just basically a T-1000, and oh geez, I was going to ask, like, the Prodigy's the kid who basically can learn how to do anything because of like a low key mental telepathy. Yeah, like he knows how to do things, and what was I think absolutely great was that he stuck around even after M Day and he got depowered, and it was thanks to the Cuckoos who were like, well, all that stuff you learned, like, you only, like, when you had the power, you kind of just let it go away and you kind of forgot it. But your brain didn't actually forget it. It's just that it was kind of like a mental fatigue. It was really hard for you to do that, and your brain keeps to that. We can just basically let you have access back to all of that. So he stuck around because he had all this knowledge.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're getting all of this, but all this. But M-Day was the No More Mutants.
Yeah, when
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, basically depowered a lot of them because at the time that was coming around, it was like one in 3 people were becoming mutants at that time. Like, it was like a huge thing for Marvel, I guess, because it kind of coincided with because of the X-Men popularity and all stuff like that.
X-Men tied with Fox and all that, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, my turn.
Sure, Carson. What's the game you've been playing?
I've been playing Dark Age.
Been playing what? Doom,
the Dark Age.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to be all sinister and deep with it. It's good. I've only played like maybe the first 2 or 3 missions, but it's pretty fun. It is almost completely different from Doom Eternal in that you're not a flippity flip. You are a tank basically. You are just a walking, talking, shield bashing tank.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I have it downloaded. I was just say I have that downloaded. I thought about trying to start it today, but I didn't get around to it.
And the story is kind of interesting. It's a lot. You get a lot more story than Doom Eternal and 2016 out the gate. You're not. You probably need to rely on like the codexes and whatnot for background stuff, but the story is pretty. I want to say there's a lot of it, and there's a lot of cutscene. Yeah, basically the Doomslayer are just sent out as basically a bullet to a battlefield from whatever the gods were in Doom Eternal. Because this is a prequel and you're on a different planet. You're like you're probably in a totally different galaxy. But yeah, you are the Doomslayer. You are commanded. You are pointed at something and launched out of giant spaceship down to the ground to just rip and tear until it's done.
All right. Sounds interesting. I'll probably never get around to it, but it sounds cool.
It's like free on. I'm playing it on Game Pass currently.
Okay.
One other game I've been playing is the new Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Reliving my days of Power Stone and Marvel vs. SNK 2.
How is that game?
It's all good. It's all responsive.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah,
I do like playing fighters.
To say, but I'll let other people go. So.
Okay, John, what is some games you've been playing?
I haven't played it a couple weeks, but I've been slowly picking my way through Marvel Midnight Suns. That game is really, really good. I'm surprised how good that game is. It does a lot of, how should I say this? It does a lot of really good stuff with like some lesser known characters. Like you have Magic and Nico, you have Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, and it does some really good storytelling with them, especially Magic. Ileana Rasputin, I believe. She's the sister of Colossus. She's probably my favorite character in the game. And her combat stuff is a lot of fun. She has a lot of like teleporting. So you'll have a giant AoE circle. You will go over a group of people and she will like cut a hole beneath them, drop them through, and then drop them out of the sky and have them slam into the ground. It's a really cool AoE attack.
A couple times.
Yeah,
I really want to. I really want to play Midnight
I'm really
Suns.
enjoying that game. It's a lot of fun, and I will say I do recommend. I think it's like a $40 season pass. So far, all the DLC has been stellar. I think the integration of the DLC characters. If I didn't know they were DLC characters, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know they weren't in the game from the beginning. They integrate them all into the story, just like the rest of the characters. They don't feel awkward or like they don't have any kind of some characters like Saeed from Aspect 2, just kind of like he's just there. They don't ever do anything with him. In Midnight Suns, all the characters get a moment to shine so far. I'm really enjoying the card combat too, building the decks for your combat and like figuring out what you want to play, when you want to play it, how you want to play it. Will you play a move that might randomly sacrifice a really good card but does a lot of damage? Will you do an attack that could either wipe out an entire enemy group or completely full heal your party? It's a lot of like strategy stuff. That game is a lot of fun, and it makes me want a card-based XCOM. I don't know how they do that, but a card-based XCOM could be kind of fun.
I do really want to play. I was supposed to do Midnight Suns later this year. I mean, I know people are like, hey, you got plenty of time. No, my schedule's written, but that's a game I got to get to.
It's really good. It starts off pretty slow, but I'm probably 30. I think I'm like 32, 33 hours into it, and I just got to Act 2.
See, that's why it isn't on the show, because it's really fucking long for what I saw and how long to beat.
I don't remember how long to beat on it was.
I think it's 40 or 50.
And plus, you add all the DLC story, it would probably be longer.
Yeah, so that's why it hasn't happened yet, but it is deck verified.
And it has your hub world that you run around in. There's a lot to do in that, too.
Games like that scare me. And Jordan, what is some stuff you've been playing?
Well, I mentioned I've been playing daily a gacha game, and I'll drop that I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero just because I'm a horrible person who cannot resist the call of anime furries. But I just recently got that I've been playing a lot, and I actually just got through like the main story of the game was Shantae Advanced Risky Revolution. And I don't know if you know anything about the Shantae series of games by Way Forward, but they're fun.
Yes, this is the update they did to their advanced game.
Well,
or
that's the thing. Well, it is a bit of an update because they worked on it after the fact. But the thing was that they had plans to release it as a Game Boy Advance game, but they never actually did. Like they never got to do it. In fact, the thing that kind of revived the Shantae series, Risky's Revenge, actually came out like on Game Boy and other and I think there was even an iOS version of it that came out. Little thing. Yeah. The original one was the last Game Boy Color came out before they stopped making games for it. And then it kind of set dormant. Yeah. And the thing is, though, is that they're such a fun games, and it's like kind of understanding how they became like a niche and favored things, and it's kind of nice to see that with through like the work of Way Forward that they kept Risky's Revenge on the DS and other systems, and Pirate's Curse kind of still kept it alive. And then when they did the Half Genie Hero for a bunch of systems, and like mostly just for like PC and PC Steam and all that, they did a Kickstarter for it, and it got from all the fans for that loved it back when it was a small series and stuff like that, really poured into it and helped them. So now they've got they were able to make 2 more new games. So there was Half Genie Hero and Seven Sirens, which I haven't gotten Seven Sirens yet, but I'm really hoping to get it eventually. But during that time, they were like, hey, we had most of the files and had an almost finished Game Boy Advance game, but we never got to release it, and people kind of really like it, and we do. And Way Forward's really good at working not only with different IPs, because they've done stuff for for Double Dragons, and they've done the River City Girls game, the River City games and stuff like that. They're good with using others' IPs and stuff like that. But they're also really good at making these old retro games that feel like the games. They do their homework and put a lot of love into those things. So they were like, well, why don't we just dust this off and make it again, and not actually release it? And and they were going to just release it as is, as like, like onto like you can get it on like a computer system or something like that. But then they made a deal with Limited Run, and they're like, well, since we kind of like also were through them made a limited physical copy of Half Genie Hero and stuff like that you could get for the Switch or whatever, or for like the PS. I forget if it was PS4 or PS5 that they made the disc version for. But they're like, well, why don't we actually make a Game Boy Advance game for it? So they ran a promotion where you could basically, through a limited run, not only get the game, but get it on a Game Boy Advance cartridge. And you got a physical copy of it. And I got that, say 2 months ago at this point. And
How long ago did you order it?
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, it took forever, and they pushed it back, I think, 2 or 3 times, but they kept me updated about it. I knew one that it was going to take a while there. But I was willing to wait because one, I knew as long as nothing happened and they closed the project, which I knew was still a possibility, but fingers crossed that they didn't, that when I got it, I would enjoy it. And I was not disappointed. It may have taken a long time to get here, but God, is it so nice. The box it came into was an old, Game Boy Advance box. I don't know if you ever got to open or played one of those before, with one of those before. It came It came with the instruction manual, like the old Game Boy Advance ones, the little flip manuals. The cartridge looks great, and it just feels nice to get something physical like this, once in a while. Something that's just like when I grew up playing a bunch of Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that. So, and one of the neat things about that that's kind of neat, might be unique to me, is that I might have a bunch of old game systems, and they might get dusty and not used, but I still take care of them, so they all still work. So I still had a Game Boy Advance, I have a DSi, I have a Game Boy, a GameCube with an actual Game Boy player on it, so I have multiple ways to play this if I want to. And it's just actually been fun and I was just testing it out, and apparently one of the things that they also did with it when they made the physical cartridge is that there's a battle mode that you can play against other players on it. But for the battle mode, you only need one copy of the game. So I guess they're still gonna, I don't think it's on Steam yet or worldwide distributed on the systems, but it's going to be. So you could order it from the Nintendo store for Switch or get it on Steam. But at the moment, I think just the physical copies are just out because that's what they sold first, basically. They got to see how many people wanted it that first before they decided to do anything else. But
it's kind of cool though.
Yeah, but the nice thing is that even for the cartridge, you only just need one cartridge. So you could actually still if someone else has a working Game Boy Advance or SP or whatever, and you have a link cable, you can still play the battle game with someone. And I said, I had multiple things, so I tested it out with the SP and Game Boy player, and it works. So it's really nice that it's not only is it a physical game, but it's also a physical multiplayer game. And it's just one of those things where I haven't felt something like that since going to conventions with Spot Pass with the old 3DS and DS games.
See, that's why I love doing these. You hear stuff you never would think about hearing people are playing.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you've. That's a lot about the game around it. I do want to say the game itself is a lot of fun. It's a lot of if you've played the Shantae games, it's got its own kind of way of doing things. It's basically a Metroidvania platformer kind of thing where you jump around, fight off enemies, and then look for secrets and stuff to help power up your character. And you as you progress, you get kind of little things that kind of are plot points that move the things, but also can be power ups and move sets kind of thing. And it's all there, and it's really nice. And I think another good thing about it is that the artwork and fun, just the characters look nice and stuff like that, and even the sprite and animation work just are really nice. So it's just been a ton of fun to play that, and it's actually kind of gotten me back into trying the other games too, because I said, I have all of them except Seven Sirens, so I'm kind of going back through and taking a look, and I'm going to try and see if I can beat some of the games, because Metroid, they have a thing where they give you a nice little win screen when you hit the end, but there's a win screen for if you find all the secret items, a win screen for if you do it under so many hours of beating the game, and one for if you not only do it under certain hours, but find all the secret items. So it's like, speed run or complete speed run kind of things. And I'm gonna see if I can get those, because I'm one of those people who is more on the end of 100% completing. So I spend over 6 hours looking around for every little nook and cranny. So I never got the speed run things, and I'm gonna see if I can actually get some of the speed run end screens.
They go on sale a lot too. So
yeah,
I've never played any of them, but I own them all on Steam from sales, because I'm like, I'll get to these someday. I have a problem with that. I know another game to mention. I mention it every week. Still playing it. Still playing that weird-ass Doomsday Survivor game. For some unknown reason, I play it every day, and I don't have an answer. Doomsday Survivor. That's the name. It's one of those stupid mobile games. You have a town. I've been playing it feel like it's been close to a year now. Sometimes it's also called Doomsday Bee Duck, because or Doomsday Last Survivor is the actual name, but they have different promotions with it. It's just one of those, gotcha games. You get different heroes. I don't spend a dime on it, even though it's trying every single day. I load it up. It's like, give us your money. I'm also almost maxed out in my, I shouldn't say almost. I got my town, because you can get 25 levels with your town hall, and then, of course, everything else. And I'm at 24 for the town hall. So I'm getting close to actually having that game completed in that sense. So, play it every day. I don't have anything really good to say about it. It's just one of those things that, I can't stop playing. And another game that I want to mention, that I'm going to make an episode about it, but you can hear it for months, so it doesn't matter, is Double Dragon Gaiden, which was not on my list to get around to, but super, super fucking good beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up roguelike game. And I could care less about, I'm not into rogue games. My buddy he's like, hey, we should play this together. I'm like, all right. So I picked it up for $10. And we played it twice. I have played it by myself, maybe over 10 times. I unlocked all the characters, which there are a lot. I just can't stop playing it. It's just, the roguelite elements are that each time you start a run, like normal, you lose all your stuff. The only thing you really keep are these tokens that you can get, which you can then use to unlock new characters. And that's really it. There's no, upgrades, static upgrades that you're buying, just better characters, just new characters. Which, honestly, Jimmy and Billy, I've beaten the game with Jimmy and Billy just fine. They're great. Game is amazing. If you like beat 'em ups, you like roguelike, pick up Double Dragon Gaiden. I could give a shit about Double Dragon, and yet I played this game nonstop. It's just so damn good for a beat 'em up. It's a really fun little game. I'm actually thinking about going for all the achievements. I don't do that anymore, and I'm tempted to. So that should say something right there about how much I'm enjoying this game. Yeah, that's all the games I have. Carson, what are some other games you've been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing the Xenoblade Chronicles X on my Switch. The one that came out that was on Wii U, but now it's definitive edition on the Switch, and it's pretty good.
I'm really happy that got re-released finally.
Pretty slow in getting to the mechs and whatnot, but hey ho, it takes time. And also, I've been playing a couple indie games.
Sure, what are those?
Yeah, I've been playing a game called Kingdom. Well, there's a whole series called Kingdom. There's Kingdom New Lands and Kingdom Two Cities, and also another one called Kingdom 80s. You're basically on a 2D plane. It's all pixel art and everything. You're on a 2D plane, and you're a king or queen on a horse. And you get there by running away from your kingdom. And in the field, wherever it is, you establish a little camp. And you as the leader of that camp, as the king and queen on the horse, go through it's a complete side scroller. You go to the left, you go to the right. And when you go to the right or left, you will see camps of peasants. And I think at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of your run, it's kind of a roguelike as well. You are given a certain amount of coins that you keep in a coin pouch, and you individually throw them on the ground for people to pick up. Like I said, there's little camps of peasants around. You give them a coin, and they will come to your base, and you can assign them jobs and tasks. And basically, what you do is, while you're on the horse going right and left, collecting coins, by either getting workers to chop down trees or hunters to hunt game, and they will pick up the coins that are left by the trees and in the game, like rabbits and deers. And every time you go by them, they drop all the coins in front of you, so you can pick them up and invest them and you go to your camp, you invest them in fortifications or upgrades to your camp. And it's basically a day and night cycle with evil gremlin things coming at you at the night, trying to take over your camp and take over your workers. So it's pretty fun once you get into the swing of it and know what you can do.
Okay. Well, it sounds interesting. I mean, roguelike games, there's some fun to be had in those.
Yeah, but this is also a base builder.
Yeah, that's a whole nother fun.
Everything you just said sounds like something I need to check out.
Yeah, there's a certain type of game that just grabs us.
Yeah, like I think the first one was one called Kingdoms, then one called Kingdoms New Lands, then a thing called Kingdom Two Crowns, which I think is supposed to be co-op, and the latest one is called Kingdom 80s, and it's basically you and a bunch of kids on bikes instead of a king and queen on a horse.
That sounds interesting. Hey, there's some amazing indie games, so you know.
Yeah, and they're fairly cheap. But yeah, I've been playing that, and also I've been still playing Final Fantasy 14. Not.
Yeah.
Hey, I may or may not be playing 14 right now.
I think
may
May
not
is
be
more
playing
accurate.
14 now either.
No, I
I'm
know.
doing maps with my free company right now.
I'm about to go to a club.
Oh, cool.
14 is the game that never ends, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Right now, it's kind of dead, but I mean, there's always stuff to do. There's
expansions.
Yeah, there's no content. The last patch came out a while back. It's just kind of jump in, do your dailies, get your tomes, and then
it's
you're
only
done.
dead if you're not a crafter. I'm guessing you're talking about Final Fantasy 14, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Well, they dropped the new crafting sync called Cosmos.
Yeah, I have not tried that yet.
Without going into spoiler of the things, because some of the things the rabbits you don't meet until much later into the game, and don't want to give too much about them, but they basically are like, we're going to terraform things on the moon, and then we're going to use it as a base to terraform other places. So they basically gave it a very open-ended, we can just keep adding to the crafting section things that we're doing, which I guess is nice for a lot of the crafter things. There is a lot of nice things crafting there. It's, for me, especially in MMOs, crafting's always like a zen thing that's fun to do on the side.
Gives you that extra thing.
Yeah.
I got all of my crafters to 100 before I started Dawn Trail. Like, I went from 90 to 100. I was like, that's the first thing I'm doing. I went from 90 to 100, got my crafters gatherers max, then I started Dawn Trail.
All my crafters are 90, I think.
It took me like a week and a half to get them all, just doing collectibles and custom deliveries and GC turn-ins.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to boost your crafting in general.
I just today getting all the Master Crafter and folklore books, so I am as crafter and gathered up as I can be until 8.0.
And I also bet you're rolling in the guild, aren't you?
I have 17, 20, 27 million, I believe.
Ooh.
Dang, I only have 600K.
So I'm going to drop a little. Do you have retainers that can go out and gather stuff?
Yeah.
Fire crystals. Have them gather fire crystals. You can make like 200,000. So I have 4 retainers, but only 3 of them are leveled at the moment. Each of them get 120 crystals per 40 minutes, and I sell like 2,000 to 3,000 crystals in a bunch. I can normally get like 200,000 gil in about 2 hours ish.
Oh damn!
And when patches, like when big, like the next content patch, when all the crafting stuff, because you can make. Let's see, what did I make last time? I made close to 1 million gil. Well, no, it's probably closer to about 500,000 gil per 2,000 crystals, because they go for like ridiculous money when the week after new patches. That is how I made most of my money, is just by selling fire crystals.
Oh damn!
It's
I played 11.
And
that's enough.
Was it thunder clusters? Those things they're a pain to get, so I don't do them much. But even now, they're selling for like 250 to 300 a crystal. The crystals are your money makers in 14, in my opinion. That and music. Everybody wants to buy music.
Yeah,
I think that probably is kind of what started me down the crafting path in FF14 was like, I want music, but I have some of the stuff that if I had a crafter, I could make it. And then I started making my characters crafters, and I'm like, oh, now I can make all the music. Well, almost all the music.
Yeah, mine was what got me started was a bet. Somebody bet me in. He was going to be gone for like a month, and he bet me 10 million gil that I couldn't get all my crafters to cap by the time he came back. So I spent a month doing nothing but leveling crafters.
Sometimes I regret that I never played 14, but I can't do it.
I have. Give me just 1 second here. I want to see how many hours I have. 99 days, 4 hours, and 53 minutes is my playtime.
I honestly forgot what mine is, and I don't play through Steam, so I can't casually look it up without like going in game and doing that.
Without crashing everything.
Yeah,
you just go in and /playtime.
Yeah,
chat in game.
But I already crashed once. I don't want to risk it just at the moment.
Oh, and Carson, do you have any other games to mention?
Yeah, I played a little bit of the first prologue of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, the new hotness.
Mm-hmm.
And also, my playtime is 217 days, 11 hours, and 52 minutes.
Sounds about right. I started playing 2.5 years ago.
I started playing when A Realm Reborn came out.
So
that was technically
11 years.
Yeah, but yeah.
What server are you on, real quick?
I'm on Coral.
Oh, you're on Coral. Okay, I have a bunch of friends on Coral. I'm on Genova.
Oh, neat. We can meet up sometime. But yeah, getting back to the expedition, I got through the prologue, I guess, and it was pretty neat. It's pretty cool. The setting and I guess stakes are decently dire, and the battle system is turn-based and active. You can dodge, you can parry and whatnot. But to be honest, the one thing that's really like keeping me away from playing anymore, because I haven't played anymore since, is I think the body proportions of the characters are throwing me off. Like, it's just seems weird to me. Like, they're bigger heads, they're like slimmer bodies, and it's really going up against that uncanny valley. But yeah, I'll find some way to get over it and play more. But it's pretty good. Story is just the basics of the story. There's this there's this goddess, omnipotent woman that every year for the last 50 or 70-ish years has painted a number, and when she paints that number, everybody of that certain age just dies and gets Thanos snapped. So it's been since then. It is now and each year they've sent out an expedition to try to stop this paintress, she's called, and all of them seemingly fail or have failed, and they keep sending expeditions, and you are on the 33rd because the 34th just struck. The 33rd, the 33rd year just struck, and everybody 34 or older are instantly evaporated in your view. Like like the main character has this girlfriend he knows about, but is a year older than him. So at the beginning of the game, the clock ticks down, and everybody of a certain age or older, everybody of a certain age, are just snapped and taken out of existence. So you would imagine the kind of society they have. Like, everybody, the oldest anybody is the age of the last expedition. You are the oldest of basically the entire town, world, or whatever, and you go off into a planned expedition to take this goddess out.
John, I know you mentioned it. Was it last month or the month before?
Probably. I have it. I have Game Pass. That is one of those games where it's just like, no, I want to buy it. So I have it on Steam. I bought it. I have not had time to play it, but it's been one of probably my most anticipated games since it was announced at Xbox last year. That game it took everything by storm and is still, I think, maybe the most impressive looking game I've ever seen.
I was for sure that you had already started playing it, maybe even beat it by now, how excited you were.
No, I wanted to. I have not had time to sit down and actually give it time. It's been kind of the theme the past couple of months. I've been working quite a bit, so it's been a lot of work and sleep. So
I get that.
I do want to play it. It's high on my list of stuff to start pretty soon. That game looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a front runner in almost everybody I've listened to's game of the year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I bet I'll hear about it. My game of the year, end of this year.
I know I believe he's the main character is voiced by Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil.
Yes, pretty sure
Yeah,
that is accurate.
the voice cast of that game is pretty stellar.
I'm glad it's doing good. It looks really cool. It's something I'll definitely have to get to someday. I'm too fucking busy.
I pretty much know nothing beyond the prologue. I'm at the start of Act 1, just waiting to get up the courage to go through.
Okay. And John, do you have any other games to mention?
Got a couple. I replayed Life is Strange Before the Storm. I've been wanting to. I have not played Double Exposure yet, so it's kind of one of those things of, well, I haven't played the series in a long time, and I know this one takes place, so it's time to just go back through them. But played the remaster of that game. That remaster is still broken.
Oh,
It's not a good. I mean, it wasn't. There was nothing to stop me from playing it. It's just not a good remaster. Characters.
Okay.
There were moments where you would have characters talking to each other where they would just like almost T-pose while they were talking. Graphics glitching out. I don't know why that remaster is not better than it is, but so I decided to do the remaster because it's an easy platinum, and I'm going to do the Life is Strange Season 1 remaster. I want to start that soon too because I do really want to get to Double Exposure.
I bought Double Exposure for my wife. You never played it yet, but
I've heard mixed things. I don't really know anything what happens, but I love Life is Strange, one of my favorite series. So, but yeah, I played that, and then I haven't put a lot of time into it, but I found a game I was watching Jesse Cox actually. He was streaming it. It's a game called Type Help. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Type Help. It's on itch.io. Do you know what Return of the Obra Dinn or Her Story? So. Yeah, Papers, Please. Type Help is a text game so the story is you are an agent who this other agent was killed, and the only information you have to figure out what happened is in his laptop. So it is you going through his laptop trying to find the files in this laptop to see what happened, and it's a lot of recording of the people who were in this, kind of almost like a kind of a Clue. It reminds me of Clue, the way things are kind of set up.
Or like, dare say it, Night Trap or Double Switch.
There's no video. It's all just text. There's no voice acting. No, it's just reading and then you typing in. So say like this podcast is a good example. So say like Mike was talking and I'm talking, but we didn't say who we were. So you're reading the dialogue of these people that you don't know until, like, say I would go like, yeah, Mike, and Mike would answer, and now you know that person in that line is Mike. So you go into the text editor and you enter that person online, whatever is named Mike. And so throughout the rest of the game, whenever that person talks, it'll show what their name is.
That sounds a lot like Obra Dinn.
It's very like it's text-based Obra Dinn kind of, and I want to put more time into it. I watched about 30 minutes of Jesse playing it, and then I was like, nope, I don't want to see any more. I got to check this out for myself. But you can play it on your phone. You just go to itch.io. It's a phone game. You can play it on PC. I've enjoyed what I played it. It's really obtuse. Like you will sit there for like an hour going like, okay, well, what file number do I put in to get to the billiard room or stuff like that? But really, really interesting little game. And it's free. It's a free game on itch.io.
Oh, cool. itch.io is not bad.
Yeah. You know what? It sounds like I love puzzle games like that. And one kind of like subgenre of that tend to do that a lot, like where you like have to go through files and find clues, are the fake hacker games, where you're supposedly like crawling through people's computers and stuff. So I've gotten like a couple of games like that are fun. Like I know on the iOS there's the hack run or hack zero, hack time games that are like that are, a couple of them are a lot of fun. I think hack run kind of is broken now with the latest, like they're old games in the iOS shop. So
isn't there a game on Steam called Quadrilateral Cowboy that's trying to
something
I'm not sure if it was Quadrilateral, but I know exactly which game you're talking about, at least. And there's like
game came out recently like that, and I can't think of the freaking name of it.
There was like mainlining, I think it was called, or hold on,
I think it's in my wish list. Let me see if I can find it
I
here.
just got it. It was just basically like you're part of a cybersecurity team and you have to kind of do stuff like that.
The operator.
The operator. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I think there's also like a game called Orwell that's also kind of like that, but it's also based on the idea that you're part of like a monitoring station that monitors like through the country's like security cameras and information databases and stuff like that too. So it's not as clean, I guess you could say.
Isn't there one about running a cable news station? I forget what it's called.
Oh, I think I know what you mean, but I can't remember the name.
Something here tonight.
Like
Now the news or something. I don't know.
I have no idea.
The only one I'm coming up with is Killer Frequency, but that is not one of these games. That game's awesome. If anybody has not played Killer Frequency is amazing.
I watched the playthrough of it. That's the one where you're late night disc jockey, right? Yeah,
and you're basically like people call in and you have to guide them away from a serial killer.
Oh,
It's off topic. I haven't played that game in years, but it was a game jam game that came out, like a small little game that they then went and made a bigger game about. Yeah. So you're a late night disc jockey, and there's a serial killer going around town. So people will call in, like there's this girl who this guy's following her, and she wants to know where to go. So you have to go around your radio station and find the clues, like a map of like, okay, she's on this street. We need her to get her to the hospital, and we need to tell her what entrance to go to. So you'll go find a book that's like, okay, here's the entrances of the hospital. And then she will call back in from like a landline because it's set in like the 80s. And you will tell her like, okay, go to the hospital, go to this door, and they will let you in and you will get away from him. And so, yeah, Killer Frequency. And it's like very, I don't want to say dark humor, but that game's really, really cool. I love Killer Frequency.
That reminds me. There's a game I haven't played. I've been interested in called Home Safety Hotline.
Oh yes, I really want to play that game. I've seen a couple playthroughs of it. I want it so much. Yeah.
I watched part of the Scary Game Squad on that, and that is one I want to play too.
I love how the update, like they did a holiday update. And apparently, they got Trevor Henderson to do some artwork for them. The guy who created Siren Head and stuff.
Yeah. As what I've heard is that you're a safe hotline for supernatural shit.
Basically, what I had it described to me is like, if you were a phone operator for the FBC in Control.
And what's great is that it's also got like mundane things. There's times when you actually have to tell them, oh no, that's just black mold.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was a Markiplier playthrough I saw of it where like it got to the point where it was like where it felt like every other thing was like, this sounds like a mountain wizard. But what I wanted to say about Killer Frequency is that you said it's got dark humor, and I think that's because it's got this wonderful aesthetic of being like an 80s slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got this such a great setup of like, oh, it's the anniversary of this one killer who got away or supposedly died or anything like that, and then it's like, but he's supposed to be dead, but people are seeing him all over the place. It's one of those kinds of stories.
I just realized it's also in the same vein as like mortuary assistant or whatever, that those little games of like just you have a boring job at a boring place, but something's gonna happen. Ooh.
Those horror games have been doing really well lately, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of them that I found the observation duty games, which I kind of love. I don't know have you ever heard of those? The I'm on observation. They're the best way to explain them is like they're spooky spot the difference games. They're technically you're just basically like a night watchman kind of thing, like looking through CCTV cameras. And as you screen through them, sometimes things will change and you have to find them. And it usually there's been like a lot of different variations. There's one main series that, like I said, that's called I'm on observation duty. There's 7 of those games, but they're like the first one I think is, if it's not free, it's really cheap. Like that, it's just that they've, he just got kind of like by the 3rd one, he got kind of like popularized, and so he's made like a whole bunch of new ones, and that's why he's up to 7 now. But it's basically like it goes from like, oh, someone moved that cup to, oh my gosh, that's a ghost, isn't that? And to kind of like while you're switching through screens. So like it kind of like it's not so much as a jump scare as it does, but it does surprise you now and again. And depending on like which series you're playing or anything like that, the surprises can be like very very scary or just like very shocking.
There's a game on Steam that just came out in March called That's Not My Neighbor. It's very much
Oh yeah.
It's Papers, Please, but kind of more of a horror aspect. The only thing that has kept me from buying it is there is one. What is that phobia of like things with? It's the one of like things with many holes, like that one.
Cryptophobia.
Yes, there's one character that has like his face is just covered in holes, and that thing freaks me the fuck out. And so that's I have not bought. I do not want to see that.
I think it was in an itch.io game before they brought it over to Steam too.
I believe you're right.
And Steam is where like they added like endless mode and other things like that. But because I've seen a couple of people play it on playthroughs before it got onto Steam, and I think we've kind of gotten the final alpha builds done. Here's the actual game.
Yeah.
John, do you have any other games to mention?
Not really. The only other two things that I've been playing. 14 and I bought Minecraft the other day, so I've kind of fallen down a Minecraft hole on my spare time. Like I was sitting here the other night and like I don't want to play 14. I have all my tomes. There's not really anything to do, but I don't want to play anything else. I just want something to roll. I'm going to buy Minecraft. So I bought Minecraft and have been trying to start a world. Every time I start one, I get a couple hours into it and then I die and I get teleported somewhere and lose all my crap. And so I just delete that world and start a new one.
Can I interest you in some Satisfactory or Stardew Valley?
I have 112 hours in Satisfactory, and I've played a lot of Stardew Valley.
Well,
Satisfactory is a drug for me. I have to be very careful with that game, or I will set all day and just play Satisfactory because it is an OC. Someone with OCD. It is like their dream game of just I have to make these numbers look right.
As a kind of side to Stardew Valley, there's Fields of Mystera. I think I've suggested it to you before.
You have.
I've heard of that. I have not played it, but that one's on my list. Frostpunk. I'm a big fan of Frostpunk. I love that. I'm waiting for the Altars. I cannot wait for the Altars to come out. I want to play that game so bad.
What about My Time at Sandrock, Portopia, whatever it is? Portia?
I've heard of. I think I have that. I think I have that on my wish list. I just have not bought it yet.
Those are good. There's a new one called Everlife, My Time at Everlife or something, but I don't remember the name off the top of my head. But they ditched the kind of chibi look, going for full characters.
I bought a game a while back that I have not played. That is kind of that. What the heck was the name of that game? I have too many games downloaded on this computer.
All right, while you're looking that up, I have a couple quick questions. Jordan, do you have any other games to mention?
I would like to mention a friend was kind enough to gift me Dredge, which goes along with that. Along with like, oh, you're doing a mundane job, but there's something sinister or spooky going to happen to you.
Yeah,
Dredge looks cool.
And I've had it, and it's. I gotta say, I kind of like the aesthetic. It's very nicely like got like a nice like low key look to it, but it also has that wonderful like cosmic horror or Cthulhu-esque kind of like I'm fishing up these horrible creatures from the grimy deep.
That's why I want to play it someday.
The game I was looking for is called Mindustry.
Mindustry?
It is a resource management builder tower defense. It's like I want to say it was like $5 if that on Steam. I saw a trailer. I either saw a trailer for it or a random something. And I was like, well, I have to buy that. That looks awesome.
And Carson, do you have any other games to mention?
Off the top of my head, I don't. Did I play?
If not, we can go to TV and movies.
I was gonna earlier. Speaking of remasters, I dipped my toes into the Oblivion remaster.
Oh yeah, that came out.
It was almost like I never left Cyrodiil. Just some of the art and whatnot is different, and all the acting is still there and everything. It is supposedly like the original game engine and whatnot, just covered by a whole lot of Unreal 5 and whatnot. So you can still use old mods for it.
Oh, that's cool. Is that the last games we have to mention then? We can go to TV? We'll go to TV first.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'll start off TV. And for TV, just list the couple, whatever shows you've been watching. We'll just go around once. So I have 3 TV things. First, I watched Oklahoma City bombing documentary. That was actually pretty interesting. I'm a guy who loves my documentaries and learned more about that than I knew. I did not know a whole lot about how quickly his dumbass got caught. So that was really good to kind of really understand like how much damage he caused with that bomb. Like, it's on Netflix, it just dropped recently, but if you're into documentaries, it's worth checking out just to kind of know more about that event, because it was one that I was much more uneducated about. I watched that, and then there's a set of documentaries called Turning Point. They just released a new one about the Vietnam War. All 3 of those are super, super good documentaries. One is about the war on 9/11 and the war on terror, and it goes all the way up until 2021, when things get pretty close to ending. And then this one was all about the Vietnam War. Man, I did not know a lot about the Vietnam War as I thought I did. You learn a lot of how much presidents knew they were never going to win this war, but wouldn't pull out because we could lose an election if we pull out. We'll wait until the election's over. Who cares who dies? We'll wait till the election's over. Good job, Nixon. So it's really freaking interesting. And last TV thing, not a documentary, it's actually a show on Paramount, which is based on a real life event called Happy Face. It's based on a serial killer. Really, really good show on Paramount. It's 8 episodes, miniseries, or 9 episodes, but it was really freaking good. Highly recommend it. If you've never if you're curious about stuff like that. Dennis Quaid's in it. It's really well done.
I've been meaning to start Happy Face for a month. I have not.
You'll like it.
I know. I love true crime stuff like that. Something like that speaks to me.
You'll like it. All right, and then John, which TV shows you've been watching?
Oh boy, I honestly have not been watching a lot lately. I watched the first 2 episodes of Andor. That seems really good.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get back to it. Have I watched anything else recently? Oh, the only other thing that I watched is I have been watching it. Third season just ended. I don't remember how we found it. I think it was just on commercials one night. My mom was watching the movie, and I go, well, it's a Hallmark show, but that looks kind of cool. It's called The Way Home. It's basically the story of a mother and a daughter who the daughter finds a pond on their property and she falls into it. And when she comes back up, she is 20 years in the past.
Oh.
So this pond lets them time travel. It's
Yasha in the well.
I was just about to say.
You're not wrong.
I am surprised I was not the only one who thought that.
It can get a little. I mean, it's a Hallmark Channel show, but it most of the time does not feel Hallmarky. I really got into the show. It can be a bit soap opera sometimes, but all the time travel stuff, the mystery of so basically some odd years ago so there's the daughter, the mother, and her mother. Her brother disappeared, just vanished. And so it's kind of the story of what happened to him. There's a lot of mystery behind what happened to him. A lot of mystery behind the time travel. It's really solid time travel, which I kind of think is hard to do. There's only a few things I think get time travel really right, and The Way Home is one of them. I recommend at least giving it a check out if it sounds interesting and you can get past the kind of the soap opera side of it. The soap opera stuff is.
Oh, definitely have to check it out. Sounds interesting. Sounds up my alley, 100%. Oh, and that's all.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, Jordan.
Besides watching YouTube videos here and there, I actually
count.
Yeah, but I've actually been kind of picking and choosing kind of what I've been watching. I was really glad, and I haven't watched a lot of it, but I have been trying to. Was really glad to see that the anime Witch Watch got put up on Netflix, and it's such a slice of life goofy series. I don't know if you know anything about the guy who also created this other series called Skit Dance, which I don't know how to explain it if you don't know, because it's also niche, but they're the same kind of people who he has the same kind of humor and style of the people who did Gintama, which was kind of a little bit popular back in I think early 2000s, maybe it might have been later, but Gintama had its run and people were liking that. But it's just it's this kind of thing where it's more like a comedy kind of thing, and it's kind of cute. It's basically it's based in a world where there's supernatural beings. The main character is this stoic boy by the name of, he's called Moe by Moi by the main character, and he's basically descended from Japanese ogres. So he's and the reason he's so stoic is because he basically is stronger than anyone. If he's not paying attention, it's like the Superman World of Cardboard thing where he'll break things if he's not careful.
Okay.
And his childhood friend Nico's coming to live with him and stuff like that, and she's a witch. And basically they have this like history thing where like she's supposed to have like a familiar, which is usually from like the ogre clan or something like that, which essentially just means he's her bodyguard. But it's just like, well, she's like, I can use magic to do this, and it makes things kind of worse, kind of story thing, and it's just really lighthearted and fun. There's a serious plot kind of thing, because I'm guessing that's kind of like how, you know, a lot of mangakas have, like, there has to be at least one serious plot that ties a lot of things together and do that, but it's not like it's going to be like world ending. It's more of just, you know, a character driven kind of story. And I think the last episode I saw, they introduced her other friend Khan, who's also like who's like descended from Tengus. So it's got it's a lot of fun. Like one of my favorite characters is another witch that has like, I forget how they said it, but basically because of like how familiars and bloods and stuff, bloodlines run like that, she has the ability to just like transform herself into a cat, but no one knows about that. And she's end up like actually being taken care of them as a cat by others, and she feels bad about it because they don't know that it's her. Okay. And it's just a silly series. I'd highly recommend it if you're just looking for something like lighthearted at some time. But the other thing that I've been watching, and I've also been watching it through Netflix, is a series called Evil that I think it's over. Like, it only had 4 seasons.
Yeah, it's over.
But I don't know how, but I started seeing like shorts about it on my like algorithm pages and stuff like that. And Andrea Martin plays this one nurse or nun character that can see demons and stuff like that, and it just got me curious enough that I decided to give it a show. And I
think I see. I think I know what you mean. I've seen those same clips and whatnot on TikTok.
Yeah,
about like this.
And because she is a joy. She's like everything that I like saw in the clips and enjoy. Like, she's really great. But she's not into it. She's not really in the series until like the 2nd and 3rd season. So I had to just like sit through the 1st season to see what it was like. And I'm like, and I like when I looked it over, I'm like, yeah, this it's like, if I don't like it in the 1st season, then I'm just gonna just remember it fondly through the clips. But I don't know, the 1st season kind of got to me. I've talked to friends about it. They've mentioned that they don't like it because they try to have their cake and eat it too with that, and so they kind of sometimes leave some plots dangling. And I think that's purposely they're trying to be like, well, what could that be? Could it be real? Could there be an actual explanation for it? Could it be supernatural? Before they actually start leaning into like whether or not things are supernatural in the 2nd and 3rd seasons. So I don't know. Like, I don't think it's for everyone, but I'm having fun with it.
If you're enjoying it, that's all that matters sometimes.
It kind of reminds me of an older series that I used to watch called Grimm that I've been.
I remember Grimm.
Yeah, I've been considering looking up and trying to watch again because I love that series too.
Or is it like American Horror Story?
What, the Evil or
not as dark?
Yeah, American Horror Story is tough to watch.
Yeah, I used to watch that. I fell off after I think the 4th or 5th season. Definitely after The Hotel.
I fell off the 2nd one.
Like, I tried. Like, I think it wasn't until 3 that they started like actually doing a little bit more continuity other than keeping the cast.
And Carson, do you have any TV shows to mention?
Almost really no TV shows, but a lot of YouTube.
You mentioned a little.
So yeah, I've been watching. One of the biggest things I've watched is have y'all heard of Indie Cross?
No.
I'm posting it in chat. It's up to 2 episodes, and it's basically Marvel's Avengers for indie games like Shovel Knight, Cuphead, and Celeste, and a bunch of other stuff. It's up to 2 episodes right now, and it's just a complete like delight if you like those games. Like, they've added in the 2nd episode, they've added Dead Cells and the Hyper Light Drifter to it. And it's just funny all around, and a lot of the captions really make stuff more hilarious if you put captions on.
Is this like an animated There Will Be Brawl?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, then I must be going for something way back. Because I didn't even watch it, but I remember there was a series where people like tried to make like a grim and dark noir storyline for the Smash Brothers series.
Okay, now you're turning some gears, some rusty gears. That sounds familiar.
Okay, another big YouTube series creator called Magellar did a whole video on Tech War, the William Shatner book series, movie series, and TV series, and even video game.
Okay, I've been seeing a lot about that in YouTube ads.
And I guess for the last I want to talk about is a super big 5-hour epic video by Marsh, who does a lot of Atlas content and like Shin Megami Tensei and whatnot. Did a whole 5-hour epic deep dive on a untranslated Dreamcast game called Desperia,
Which sounds up my alley.
Part of the
I
game.
like stuff like that.
Huh?
I like stuff like that, like big documentary about games that we never got.
Yeah, see, it's basically a two-part of a series about one company called Dino Azo, who also made Desperia, also made another game called Hell Knight. And Hell Knight came out in Japan, but was brought to PAL territories and translated there. And it's all just one big. You are a typical in the game. You are a typical Japanese teen or young adult who gets in a train accident, and through that train accident stumbles upon this whole big underground complex under Tokyo that has been there for years, probably since before and after the World War II, as a big shelter. And it's this place called the Mesh, and it's just a whole spooky atmosphere and supernatural, and you are being chased by a thing called the Hybrid. That's just a monster that will chase you in between towns and everything. You can't fight back. You can't fight it, so you gotta run. It will constantly chase you. It will juke jive. It will pop out in other places, and you have a partner character with you that will either use, depending on your party you pick up, they'll either find a way to let you escape or use a resource to get it away, and you can escape if you're caught. But that's it. You escape once, that's it. And if you're caught again, you die and go game over. So like Hell Knight and this other one called Desperia is like part of a kind of a duology of one company that really is pretty obscure. And as I said, the last one, the Desperia, is like a full 5-hour dive into like playing it and everything, what happens, how the story goes, who made it, what made it, and it's just a really interesting listen and watch.
And then we should go to movies. And I have one movie to mention that I saw in theaters, but it involves Thunder. So I want to wait to that as our last thing. John, do you have any movies to mention?
Let's see. One of them is one you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I saw Warfare and Sinners a little while back. Both very good. Sinners is still right now my favorite movie I've seen this year. That movie is amazing.
I need to go see it before it's on.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I cannot wait for it to hit either physical, but digital, because I'll probably grab it digital just to watch it again.
Is Sinners a secret comedy or a secret musical, or am I just hearing?
No, it has a lot of like blues music and stuff like that in it. There is a one shot that is a song. I don't know how they did this. I mean, I know it's not an actual, like, it's a one shot when you're watching it, but it's not an actual one shot. It's spliced together. But it's one of the most impressive things I've seen in a movie in a long time. But no, I would not call it a comedy, but it does have a lot of music. I can't think of his name, but he plays the two main characters, plays their cousin, and this actor it was the first thing he's ever been in, and he did all of his own singing in the movie. He's amazing. I was blown away by his performance in the movie. He's fantastic. Michael B. Jordan playing two characters is great. Haley Steinfeld's good. It is such an impressive movie. And Warfare is really good. It's really fast, based on a true story of a group of, I believe they were Navy SEALs in Ramadi, Afghanistan. I think it was Afghanistan. Mission Gone Wrong. I would say the main reason to see it is just the production value that goes into it, because the sound, the explosions, the gunshot, they are all incredible. The sound design of that movie is perfection. It's really fun. And then the last thing I have was from about 5 hours ago. I watched the first Mission Impossible for the very first time.
What'd you
I've
think?
never seen. The first Mission Impossible is great. I really like
Great
that movie. I've seen every other Mission Impossible but the first one. So I was like, I need to watch the first one, especially since I know some of the characters are coming back in The Final Reckoning. Yeah, that movie is that elevator scene with Emilio Estevez. Holy crap! I was not expecting that. That his what happens to him is that was kind of shocking. They want to make sure you know when people die in that movie.
Sure they do.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got to see that. And Carson, do you have anything to mention?
Movie-wise, not really. I don't go out to watch movies often, so I may have seen a movie at home, but I don't think I've seen any big movies or whatnot.
All right, then I'll just go to our last topic then. Thunderbolts. I went and saw that in theaters. Wasn't really my idea. I only saw it because Zach from the Absolutely the Best Podcast had asked me to be on his show. So I was like, okay, I'll go see Thunderbolts like the weekend it comes out. Normally I wait for movies because I'm just busy. But it was really good. I was surprised how they actually, MCU got it right again for a while. Like, it's been a first time in a while.
It always feels like they get some, when they, especially after the first breakout hits, things kind of things, they have these like middling ones, and then when they do an obscure like thing that people are like, I wasn't expecting this for the Marvel movies to go to, it's when they pull things and make like really fun stuff, you know?
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, like I don't think anybody had expectations for this one.
Yeah, because like Werewolf by Night was a lot of fun. Like I wasn't expecting it, but that was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, what was Captain America, the new one, like?
Brave New World.
Boring.
Good. I love that movie. It's. I want to rewatch it last night. I think I like it even more now.
I did not enjoy it at all, but I'll give it another try at some point.
It's probably my second or third favorite since Endgame.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I really, really think that movie's good. Like, I really like Brave New World. I was hoping it would hold up when I rewatch it, and it did. I think the only thing that I didn't like quite as much now is Stearns. I can't think of was the leader, whatever he was supposed to be like. I think he was a bit weak. When I saw it in the theater, I think I thought he was more of going to be kind of a Zemo character, which I think Zemo is probably still the best villain in the MCU.
They should have brought Zemo back.
Yeah, they should have, but it's a little weak, but I think everything else is really good. I like that movie a whole lot. But Thunderbolts was a blast. I had high expectations because I just thought all the trailers looked fantastic, and it was better than anything I thought it was going to be.
All right. I mean, I thought the trailers looked good too. I've been let down a lot by Marvel lately, and I was just like, can they pull it off again?
I think my biggest issue was some of the stuff they did with Walker, because he might be top 3 favorite characters introduced since Endgame. I like John Walker a lot, and they teased some really cool stuff with him, like something's going to happen, but I don't think it ever quite paid off.
Well,
I think that's
he's
fair.
in Thunderbolts now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he's in the Thunderbolts movie. No, but I really enjoyed it. I was glad to see it. I really want to watch it again because I was busy. I went with my son, so I was distracted with him, and I need to go see it again. So I'm looking forward to when Disney Plus gets it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to see, what's her name, Black Widow? I haven't seen that movie yet.
You should, just because it's a good movie.
Yeah. No. Like for Thunderbolts, the required watching is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No.
I think Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. You're right. I forgot why you said that. Then I remembered.
And Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The Hawkeye show. I don't think I'm missing anything.
No, I don't think you are either.
Yeah, I just like the fact that they brought back some of my favorite characters that have been missing for years. Like I was really happy Ghost came back.
Me too.
I really like her. Just a slight tangent on her character. What's her name? How do you say her name? Hannah.
I don't know it. I'm sorry.
She is a voice. Yeah, I was watching a Let's Play of Dark Souls today, and they were going through the credits. She is the voice actor of Artorias' friend in the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. I didn't know that. I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. You find her at his grave after you beat him, and you get to talk to her for quite a bit, and she's the voice actor. I was like, that's a weird little fact that I didn't know.
And I gotta just about wrap this up. Jordan, do you have anything to say about Thunderbolts? Did you see it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I haven't watched much Marvel stuff in a very long time.
Yeah, you're fine.
I mean, I'm kind of more of a comics person for them anyways. I do enjoy sometimes watching it. I'm one of those people who when you see a thing based on something, I try my best to just, like, divorce it and be like, this is an adaptation. This is their vision of it. It might not be a good vision, but it's still a vision of it, you know?
Fair enough, yeah.
So the MCU and stuff like that, I try and see as its own little thing. I do feel bad when the comics are like, oh, look at how popular the MCU are. Let's make our things like that, because it kind of feels like they're like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it hurts it.
At the same time, I feel bad when the MCU tries for something and they kind of feel like they're like mad at the comics and don't want to go comic-y. But that's more of just the tone of the story when they do that, not the fact that they actually tried it.
But yeah, if I mean, this is a movie you could still watch even without knowing everything. Like, you could still enjoy it. You would know enough to know the comic.
It honestly sounds like one of their side series things that I might actually like to give a try sometime. But it's more of just like time and effort that I to try and also find it on which streaming service that I can borrow, either I pay for myself or borrow from a friend.
Fair enough.
How do you think the new Superman is going to do?
I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be good. It looks great.
That trailer came out last week looks, holy crap. I hadn't had chills for a movie trailer like that in a long time.
I think it has to do good in order for DC to keep going, but that's neither here nor there. I'll be seeing that day it comes out, or week it comes.
Hopefully I will.
I was okay. I was just gonna say the funniest thing is that I haven't seen anything about that yet. Like the new Superman, I just heard about because I was doom screwing through TikTok and someone was saying people were complaining about Guy Gardner spontaneously doing a construct from air because some people are complaining that that's not how the rings work. I'm like, and the person's like, yeah, some high level ring users can manifest it through the air. It's just a matter of technique.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's how.
Honestly, I saw that clip with like Guy Gardner just backhanding people away with a giant green hand construct. I'm like, that's him. That's definitely something he'd do, and I like it.
Yep, that is hair, all right.
Yeah, that too. So we're gonna go to plugs. And Jordan, do you have anything to plug? I can't remember.
Nothing in particular. I usually was helping people here and there, and I kind of disappear on things when people need help, so I don't have anything big going on.
Okay.
A friend of mine is planning on maybe releasing a series of podcasts talking about the old Mummies Alive cartoon, but that's way in the future. So I mean, if you like that cartoon series, that might be something to keep an eye out for. I have no idea what they're going to. If I'm keeping an eye on it, and I try and help them out when I can. So if I know any more, I'll be sure to let people know.
Give them the suggestion of Mummies Alive in stereo.
I'll see what they think.
No idea what it is. And John, do you have anything to plug?
No, I don't. Not really.
Okay. All right. And Carson, do you have anything to plug?
None, really. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, over 800 episodes of this podcast, we've been doing What Are You Playing for over 4 years. So in the show notes, you will see 4 years worth of these episodes. You can go check out if you just want to see what the hell we were doing a random month and year. Feel free. You never know. Lots of random shit. So check that out. We do movies, comics, TV shows, games, all sorts of content. Like I said, you can find everything on Podbean. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon. Little darling vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. So a great way to affect the show, because some stuff on the Patreon poll doesn't come back, because I actually have no interest. And I put on a poll just because, and if it happens, it happens. So great way. And it only costs $1. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join our Discord. I'm always asking for people to join episodes on the Discord. I also take suggestions, or you can just lurk and make the number go up. I don't care. I'm just happy to have people in there. So please go do that. You will see a link in the show notes to this episode. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fury. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Definitely go check her out. And Check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker and another podcast, absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They're talking about the MCU movies and MCU adjacent movies. So definitely go check them out too. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, but we can be found in all those different places. And then rate and reviews wherever you get your podcasts. Please helps the algorithm a lot. And I think that's everything I need to I think it's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.